My brothers, my sisters, as we dey do this one, I been don talk am last week, say, excuse me, say for as long as you are still alive, God never create you finish. Sorry, sir. You fit lose finger. You fit lose eye. You fit lose leg. You fit lose anything. If you no lose, another growth fit comot from nowhere. For as long as you are still alive, God never finish in creation where you dey. Some go be accidental. Some go be out of wickedness. Some circumstantial. You get one of our brothers wey dey for studio wey go share in experience. Na me beg am to come. He be no one come. But I want make we learn from the experience wey turn out to be a nasty one, and then make we support am as well. Sir, sorry for dragging you to the studio. Introduce yourself and share your story. Come this way. You sit here, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, my ordinary president. Good morning, Brekete family. Good morning, Nigerians. And good morning, everyone all over the world. My name is Bello Adegboyega Buseiri. And the incident actually happened, I think, precisely on the 10th of April last year, 2024. I was in Kaduna briefly to visit my in-laws. So I lodged somewhere overnight. This happened on the day of Small Salah, early hours of the morning. And
Wetin be the name of the hotel and which area the hotel dey?
the hotel is around television area of Kaduna. It's called Joe Mary.
Joe Mary Hotel.
Yes, sir.
Is it after television garage or before television garage?
Along Sabo, before Sabo Bridge. That's even before Polygate.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So it's a place I've been using anytime I went to Kaduna.
Okay, you dey stay there.
Yes, I'm used to using the place, and it's a place I've introduced my family to, especially my wife. I've shown her, I've taken her there to go and show her. This is where I stay anytime I come to Kaduna. So it's known to me, and I'm a bit more comfortable staying around there. You know. So that particular night, I got to the hotel, I think about past 10 p.m. and I slept. All of a sudden, I started hearing bangs on doors. I woke up.
They were banging on different doors.
And I couldn't place it. Is it here? Is it a dream or something? So
around what time?
I checked. I just picked my phone when I was charging, and it was about almost to 3. Some minutes to 3. So I stood up immediately just to sit up to observe where the sound was coming from. And before I could even put myself together to understand what was going on, I heard it on my door too.
Bah.
So I pleaded with them because I could hear voices in the background. So I just pleaded with them with Hausa language that, don't worry, let me open the door. And I did. I opened for them. They came in and they didn't harm me, in all honesty, at that first instance. They just came in and they asked for my phone, my money, and I was sleeping without I didn't have my trousers on. I had my trouser on. I had my
boxers
on with my singlet. So I just said, oh, it's there on the table over there. I mean, on the chair over there. And my car key was also hanging on the trouser. So they went there themselves. They picked the phone, picked the money, and they left. You know, they were still, because they just shared themselves into.
So they were in different rooms.
Of course, they came. They were in good numbers, so they just shared themselves. themselves. About 4 of them came to my room at that moment, that particular point. Others were busy breaking other doors. So I was there, still just waiting for them to leave. In less than a minute, I am close to the last room on that floor. So while they were breaking my door, they were busy breaking the other door too. Somebody was there. In just about a minute thereabouts, some of them again came back to my room. Instantly. What is it this time around? You know, I wasn't even looking at their faces. I was busy.
Like say, these ones will enter now. No, say other people don't visit you already.
I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't know. But I think they heard something or knew something. Because when these ones came back this time around, the question they were asking me was, what about the car? So at that point I said, the key is there on the trouser, you know, and they were picking it up, removing it, unclipping the key from the trouser as well. And before I could tell, I was still there. And as that question was being asked, someone was now saying, Meyesa baka mana magana motamba, something of that nature.
Why you not tell us about the car?
You understand?
In the first instance where we come.
So it wasn't adding up to me. So I was just there. That okay, the key is there. Just let me be safe, and that's all. That was why I opened the door. Then they approached. I was busy looking at the floor. I saw the legs of the guy approaching. And I still couldn't understand what was happening. But when he got very close to me, I just raised my head a little to understand what was happening, if there was a question or something. And all that happened was the long knife, the takobi, the sword he was holding, was already descending on my head. That was just it.
Maybe he wanted to cut off your head.
Right on my head. So me raising my head up, I was busy looking at the floor, just raising my head that, why are you approaching it? Just to even look at the face before anything. No communication, nothing. And the knife was descending on my head. So all that I could do was that reflex action of
to use your right hand to block it.
Just blocking the head.
And that was how they cut off your hand.
It instantly. And that was it. And they left. So different things started playing out, you know.
Sorry, sir. Please.
Yes, sir. No, this is... Yeah. So...
I need to see you, please. From here. If
no,
it
happened right at the wrist. They chopped it off right at the wrist.
So if to say block this...
The head was... the head.
Let's see.
It was right at the wrist.
So you do like this.
Yes.
Now your head is for...
Right on the head. Right on the head. I have the scan I did from the hospital, the x-ray that showed how it was detached at the wrist. So I started the reality was done already now, so I couldn't help it. So I started talking to people around, moving from one room to the other. You know, I held the other one that fell off, and it was still clinging, right? It was still clinging, having just a side of the flesh of this side only holding it. All of that tissues, bone and everything was gone. So I had to just hold it together with the remaining arm, and I was moving about from one room to the other to get someone to help me stop the bleeding. That was my focus at that point. Please, can you help me stop this? And everybody was just running away. What is this? What is this? What is this? And that was it. So I resorted back to faith because nobody could even come close. And when dizziness set in,
oh no,
I was so thirsty, I was dizzy and all of that.
I hope they don't give you water.
I think the thing is, it's something that's been destined to happen, according to me, right? Because I had water. I bought 2 things that night before I slept. I bought a bottle of water I bought Nutri milk. I took the Nutri milk. I didn't open the water. I was thirsty. I was looking for water. My mind did not go to that water. The water was still there.
Because if you had taken the water, that would have been the end.
And I was very, very much eager to take water at that moment. If I saw it, I would have taken it. So I sought for help. It didn't come. I just had to resort back to faith. I was just praying. So at a point, I called on them that, okay, please just come. Forget about the bleeding. I had my shirt that I wrapped, the blanket and everything that I just wrapped around the arm. You know, it was heavy for me to even carry at that point.
Soaked.
So I sat
because it was soaked.
really soaked. Everything was really soaked. So I just called on them to please come around. At least before I go, let me tell them one or two things.
Yeah.
So when they came by, I
before you go, meaning before you die.
Yes, I was very much prepared for that at that point. So the receptionist was still there in her own reception. They didn't open that reception. She didn't open it for them, or they didn't open it, either way. So she came with her phone. She was still shivering. At that point she came. After all the shouting, people went downstairs to bang on the door. She was scared. She said she thought they were still around, trying to confuse her to come out, disguising that maybe they are just good people. And eventually she came, and she was the only person having her phone. So I started.
Okay, they collected every other person's phone.
They robbed every other room. They robbed all the rooms.
We go investigate whether now the first time where this thing they happened there be that abi it don't they happen. Make we know where we will go carry our suspicion go. Because you get some hotels where they connive with criminals to rob their clients.
I couldn't verify though, but I heard something like that happened years ago. Years, over 10 years ago.
In that same hotel?
Yes, that it's been very long that they've forgotten about anything like that. That it's been long something like that happened. And it didn't lead to maybe any death or anything. It was just so, but I couldn't verify from them, is this true or not? So at that point, I just begged her to take some numbers. I started remembering some numbers I could recall. I didn't want to call my dad. He's seated right here. I didn't want to call him that night. That was about close to 4. Around 4 a.m. I didn't want to call him. So I started calling some of my brothers. Eventually one picked. No, my dad picked. None of them picked at that point. But my dad later picked. When they didn't pick, I called him and he picked. I just gave him the message. And they couldn't wrap his head around it on time. Later, he passed the information, because what I told him was just to talk to one of my brothers. That I need him to reach out to me. I need to talk to him, not my dad. So he passed the message, and that one called, and they got all the information. But how do I get to the hospital? Nothing was happening. No help was forthcoming. So I began begging all of them that this is it. At least what I had in my head was, even if I'm going to die here, my wife knew where I was going that night, because I left her. I told her I'm going there to sleep. I could wake up later and walk and all of that. Okay, so even if I would die, let that information be out there, that this is where I am at that point. I'm still there, not anywhere else. And I begged for me to be taken to the hospital.
Did they take your car?
They took it.
They took your car away?
They took the car. They took the car away.
Has it been recovered?
I've not heard anything about that, sir.
Okay. I'm only asking because we are going to start fresh investigation on this matter by the grace of God. Continue, sir.
So I begged everyone to help take me to the hospital. It seemed I was helpless. But then there was another Benz in the compound, ML 350. The person was staying at the boys' quarter in the hotel, the extension in the hotel. They didn't go to the extension at all, right? So the man came, eventually, he came to, Oga, please, the closest I know here is St. Gerald. If you can help me. He said he didn't have enough fuel. I said, don't worry, please. Anywhere your fuel can take me, I can trek. Because I know the distance, it's so short, it's about, at that point of the night, in 5 minutes. 5 minutes? 5 minutes is too much. It's too much, yes. So I said, anywhere your fuel can take me to. But I understood his fear.
Because I was weak. For inside a motor.
Thank you, sir. So I just said, okay. So at some point, I just summoned some courage to say, okay, see, I'm fine, right? I just need to get to the hospital and everything will be fine. You can say I've
Give
called
him
my
the
people.
impression that you are not dying.
Thank you. So immediately we got to the hospital St. Gerald that night at about 4 a.m. They started attending to me, you know.
Let's appreciate the hospital first of all. Now me, before St. Gerald know they accept accident victims and these kind of cases. Many years ago, almost 20-something years ago, almost 30 years ago, when I did do Oga driver for Kaduna, now me make St. Gerald begin the take accident victims without police. When they do the treatment, police can come. You get where then they sell coffins near the St. Gerald Hospital. Those people, because of senior citizens where they come for verification of their pension at the Federal Secretariat, where they die, where they bury. Those people where they sell coffin, come they dash me coffin in advance. Yes. I remember that time, I come they owe St. Gerald Hospital almost 50,000 naira. The then Commissioner of Health was Mary Zingina. She went to the hospital, they told her about how much Oga driver is owing. I they owe 50-something thousand naira, my salary na 2,400. Now, it got to the governor. The governor, Kaduna State government went to St. Gerald to clear the debt for me. So continue, sir.
So they had a doctor on duty and nurses. They started attending to me. First aid.
It's a very good hospital.
Was given to me at that point to resuscitate me, and I was still asking of my water. Doctor, I need water. I need water. Don't worry, water is coming. Water is coming. Water is coming. 5 a.m. No water. Doctor,
water will come.
If I cannot take water, just tell me at this point you cannot take water. I'm not a kid. He now said, yes, you cannot take water, but I didn't know how you take it and all of that, blah, 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 you know. So to God be the glory, I got that help, and I was there, you know, hoping to see my people and then know what next. They came early hours of the morning at about 7 a.m. thereabout. I started getting some of them from Abuja, from Kaduna. They started coming in, and investigation started, you know. We started reaching out to the Sabo command of the police. They came, took statements, and to cut it short at that point, in the hospital, they said, no problem, they will attend to me. I wanted to know if it's something that could be stitched back. You know, I did x-ray and all of that. They said the surgeons will be there later in the day, right? No time was given specifically. So I was there from that time, and when it was about 5, I was fearful for my people that came from Abuja again. Since I have people all over there in Kaduna, okay, you guys can start going back. Don't worry, I'll be fine. We'll talk on phone. It was Saturday, so they left around 5 p.m. I was still there lying there in the ward,
waiting for the surgeons to come.
Waiting for surgeons. So already I was doing about 13 hours.
Abba.
You know, I got there at about 4.
Even if hope been there to rescue the hand, the hours, the delay.
At about past 6, precisely, I was taken to the theater. And then, you know, all this medical advice and everything started. Then we'll try our best in case. At this point, what can be done? We reached out to people already, so many stories. So what do you think you want to do now? We are going to try our best, you know, to see what we can do. So of course, I dozed off as usual. And before I woke up in the morning, I was back in the ward. I woke up at about 10 a.m. the following morning, and the hand was gone. So they had to bring it back to close to the elbow. Okay, so I just woke up and said, I saw my people crying and all of that. There's no point. My son was there. So where is he? Bring him. No point. It's happened already. We can't change it. Let's go back to Abuja. And we left. But first, before we came back, I had to go back to the hotel to make video of the situation at that point, to tell them that my door was not broken.
You opened it yourself.
I opened it. I showed them other doors they destroyed. my door was not broken. So there was no confrontation whatsoever between me and these guys. There was nothing. So we came back and we started following up with the police. Somebody linked me up with people in the Kaduna CID department. They picked it up and they continued. They did their best to. As God will have it, my lawyer, I even went with my lawyer. He was so furious to, push things here and there. Let's call in these people, call up this one and all of that. And let's see what will happen at the end of the day. Something will happen. But then, as fate will have it.
Give him the other mic.
Thank you. As fate will have it, sir, the
Sorry, sir. No, sir, please allow him. Sir.
It's over already. The same set of guys robbed another hotel, Kariji Junction, one Apple something hotel. So they got caught at that point. I think about 3 or 4 were caught at that instance. And then when the case got to the station, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about
the apprehension. Stop shaking the mic, sir. Stop shaking the mic, yes, sir.
I didn't know about the apprehension or anything. But then somebody that got involved, that was robbed in that hotel, happens to be a neighbor of mine in Abuja here. So when the information got back to us that the guy traveled to Kaduna and he was robbed in his hotel, but they were caught. But during the interrogation, they now said they were the same set of people responsible for one hotel that they even had to chop off somebody's hand.
Oh!
So when I heard that, I had to go to Kaduna.
To go and see them?
To go and tell the KDCID people that, okay, that other case, I think I'm the one involved and all of that. And they picked it up. They continued. I met with Commissioner C.P. Ali. He picked interest in the case as well. And to God be the glory, when I spoke with the IPO handling my case.
By name who?
ASP Usman. He told me they had about 11 of them after about 2 months down the line, because some of them ran away to Kano, all over Abuja and everywhere, But they were able to get 11. So they said there were less than 20 that came for that operation. So they invited us again. I had to go with my lawyer, my brother, to go and see them, to know.
I want you to see the particular person that did that to you. Did they show you?
That's the thing now. When I heard that the person that chopped off the hand was caught, I was eager to go and ask.
Yes.
Any wrongs? What led to this?
Yes.
Why were you aiming for my head? Why did you want to kill me? And when I got there, they said it was a serving soldier. He was there. I saw him.
Serving soldier?
Of course. I saw him. He was there. I was there with my people. So what happened? How did you get here? What happened?
What did you do to him?
Like,
you have given him everything.
Say it. Everybody is here. Just tell them. If you've known somewhere before, if somebody has sent you to me, or if there's anything, or if we're dragging something, just say it. And it was all about Yakuri.
That's sorry.
So
a serving soldier being involved in armed robbery.
Now the twist is, I said, my people, let's go back to Abuja. This guy does not have any information to give. And the police said, after their interrogations and everything, the guy said they noticed they were only on drugs, that there was nothing. That what they do is they specialize in robbing hotels and houses, shops. That's their own deal. That's what they do. That there is just influence of drugs. I said drugs. If that's it, fine. There's nothing to discuss here again, since they were still looking out for the remaining boys. So we came back. Then later I got another information again. This is just to talk about the people that were apprehended. I got one information about one guy, Jamilu Haruna, right? Yes, it was sent to me by my IPO that he is the guy that actually chopped off my hand again. I said, how? He said, no, this is the main guy. That the other one only agreed to the crime at that point. That probably because he was helpless. I said, I don't understand. We were there. You told me on phone that this guy was caught. We came. We asked him. It was Yakuri was saying, sorry. But now another person, but all the same, the thing has been done. There's
cover
no
up.
So I wouldn't know what transpired in between that. Probably that was what transpired. But then I just said it's fine if that's the issue. The thing is, the hand is gone. Whatever you can recover from these guys, please recover it. Let me continue with my life. And that was it. Then they continued, and later again, I saw another clip that he sent to me that some guys were apprehended randomly in Abuja here for one chance and possession of for possession of firearms in a taxi. It's a popular clip on the YouTube as well. So when they were paraded by the Abuja police, they now saw the clip in Kaduna that these other guys, some of them are the ones they've been looking for that came to Abuja with my car, because when they took the car, that they brought it to Abuja. And these are the guys that took the car to Abuja. So they were happy to see it, and they sent it to me that, okay, they will still intensify their effort, and also I can start pushing from my end to see what we can do to also bring in those guys to join them with the about 11 that they had with them before. So I reached out to Madam Josephine that time to see what can happen, and she told me
that's
I should
the
not worry.
FCT PRO.
Yes. She said I shouldn't worry. I should talk to the Kaduna police. They know what to do. They came to Abuja to pick those guys. They even called me that they were in Abuja already. I should come to see the guys. They're already taking them back to Kaduna. Before I left Buhari to town again, they said they could not wait. I said, you are coming to pass this our Buhari road. Should I now go or wait on the road or the express? But it didn't work well. They left. I started calling. They said I should even come to SARS. I went to SARS office that day, but eventually we could not meet. And they left with those guys. That was the last we spoke concerning the apprehension. Afterwards, I was told that they were arraigned in court, that they've been...
Were you informed about the day of the arraignment?
No, sir.
Anybody tell you, say, then they carry them go court so day?
No, sir. I heard that there were pressures from civil organizations, civil society organizations, that some of them are almost giving up. They are killing, just keeping them there, torturing them. If they have committed a crime, they should be taken to the court for the court to decide. That's so, and they had to just somehow just bow to that thing and
they cannot inform you. Your IPO can. Your IPO send you pictures of this person, but you know if he send you message say now tomorrow we dey go court. My brother, I
yes,
beg
sir.
make we leave the long story.